Good morning all. We will be discussing about interpretation of seismic data, which will be more on the structural seismic interpretation. Now you can see on the left there is a base map which talks about the lease, and the boundary is the lease which has been given by DGH. This is just an example. In this lease, when you see the base map, we are talking about the seismic traverse which has taken place on the surface. In this case, you can see the traverses are crooked in nature because there may be obstacle to have straight line type traverse. The north of the map is very important because most of the time the traverse are taken either on the strike direction or on the dip direction. Here are some of the lines which you can see here, that 1, 2 and 3 are the lines which are oriented in the north-south direction, and line 4, 5 and 6 are oriented in the east-west direction. So how many seismic lines we have here? On the base map, we have 3 north-south line and 3 east-west line. Is it clear to you all? We'll go into the interpretation of seismic data. Now what you are seeing on the left, on the right side of the map is a section, and this is seismic section number 4. So it's the east-west section, and you can see that line 1, 2 and 3 are cutting this section at a particular short point. So on the top we have the short points which I am marking with green, and we have couple of lines, that is line number 1, line number 2 and line number 3, which you can see on the base map also intersect on line number 4. When we are seeing the line number 1, line number 4, I have tried to show you the major acoustic impedance boundary, and we are concentrating more on, in this case, the peaks. So the red acoustic impedance boundaries are the peak which I will choose for my interpretation. As I told you in my previous class, that you can either choose the peak or the trough or the zero crossing. So if I post a Wiggle trace on this, the Wiggle trace will look like something like this. Sorry, the Wiggle trace will go and will be so we can choose the peak from the Wiggle trace. Either we can post the Wiggle trace or we can remove the Wiggle trace. Many of the time interpreters sometimes toggle between the Wiggle trace and the non-Wiggle trace in order to understand where the peaks are. In this case, the first horizon which I will be trying to pick on seismic section number 4 is the first appreciable boundary which I am seeing, which is the acoustic impedance boundary, and I will be picking that like this with a computer or maybe with hand, as the case may be, and I will be on the peak. If I jump here and I go up here, that is known as cycle skipping. But we can see it very clearly that we have to come here down, and maybe we have to do a little, use a little bit of judgment in between, because there is no trace of the seismic at this place. So we use our interpolation power and we use something which is known as phantoming. So we are doing a phantoming in order to have an understanding of this acoustic impedance boundary, and we are trying to track it. So what we are doing, we are tracking that boundary as far as possible using both the characteristics of the seismic section and our judgment, which is called phantoming, and we complete this tracing. Why do we trace it? Because we want to see the structural highs and lows based on the two-way time. And post this two-way time on line number 4 at various short points. So we can understand the highs and lows from this. As we come to this boundary, suppose I want to draw the acoustic impedance on close to 3 seconds, which is the two-way time, and I use a different color pen for the same. We will be seeing that there is a case of cycle splitting here. You can see the cycle is splitting into two parts. Where should we go? We should actually see how the continuity is there in that impedance, and we will go with the continuity mode rather than non-continuity. At many places, interpreting at this place will be very, very difficult, because this is the area where it is acoustic impedance free. It may be a shelly section, or it may be, this point may be shelly, or it may be filled with gas. So it may be a lithological characteristics, or maybe gas may be present, both will have the same response. Or there may be that energy has not penetrated at this level. So interpretation has to be judgmental, and you have to use your best judgmental attribute. Now if I want to fix this or track this horizon, I will go like this, I will go like that. I will have two options, I can go up and I can go down. But based on the characteristics which I see, I have to go down, and this is what we know as cycle splitting. I will go to the lower acoustic impedance boundary, and I will try to complete the horizon which I wanted to track. See that when we have interpreted the horizon number 1, we have actually created 3 seed points. One seed point at the cutting of line number 1. One seed point has been created at the junction of line number 2 and 4, and one seed point created at the junction of line number 3 and 4. So in the base map, I have a clue for line number 4, I have a clue for line number 1, I have a clue for line number 2, and I have a clue for line number 3. So I have created 3 seed points, one seed point for line number 1, one seed point for line number 2, and one seed point for line number 3. Let us now trace line number 1. Before that, I will draw the line number 1, and I will draw line number 4, and I will put here line number 1 to showcase you that how the seed should be utilized in order to complete the interpretation of line number 1. We have interpreted already line number 4. So let me draw this, that this is the section which is the line number 1 section. We have the acoustic impedance like this. And I was actually interpreting the horizon 1. And I got a seed from line number 1 which was cutting here. I got a seed, and this seed was at the line number 1. This is line number 1. From line number 4, I got a seed here. So this is the cross section of line number 1, and I have only one seed. So I will use this seed to trace this acoustic impedance boundary. And I am on peak. I do a little phantoming here, and I complete the acoustic impedance tracking for that horizon. In this process, what I have done, when I am interpreting line number 1, I got a trace here and I interpreted it completely. So I have interpreted line number 4 and line number 1. In order to do so, I have actually created a seed for line number 5, and I have created a seed for line number 6. So I interpret line number 5 in the same way, using the seed which has come from line number 1, and using the seed of line number 1, I complete the interpretation on line number 6. Line number 2 has now 3 seeds. Seed from line number 4, seed from line number 5, and seed from line number 6. So I will draw once again line number 2 to explain you how the interpretation should be. So I am drawing once again a shoe here which has 3 seeds. This is my line number 2, and I first draw the acoustic impedance boundaries just to make you understand that we were supposed to interpret 4 different horizons. And when I start tracking, before tracking, I will show you where the seeds are. Now, if you have done a good interpretation, you have created a seed on line number 2, from line number 4, from line number 5, and line number 6. And from line number 4, suppose the seed was here. For line number 5, the seed was here, and line number 6, seed was here. Interpretation is very easy because all are aligned to the first impedance boundary and you can join them easily. But it may not be like that. If you have missed a fault or you have skipped a cycle, you may have this seed somewhere at a different place. And interpretation will be difficult because there will be a mismatch between your interpretation and the seed which you have obtained from line number 6. My suggestion is start checking from the first line which you have interpreted. Which is the first line which you have interpreted? You have interpreted line 1. Go back to line 1 and repeat it unless this 6 crossing comes to a correlatability between line number 4 and 5. If you have done a good interpretation, then this line, which is line number 2, is also interpreted now. And similarly, line number 3 will have crossing from line number 4, line number 5 and line number 6. Complete the interpretation using these 3 seeds. If you once again find that they are not correlatable in a proper way as has been depicted in the section, go back to line number 1 and start the interpretation. Thank you very much. I'll come back and show you what is the power of loop time based on the initial interpretation.